Welcome to the Firing Squad Podcast, where four guys talk about blazing hot topics that they discuss when no one else is around. No fluff, no bull. They tell it like it is. And now, here is the squad.
Yo, what's going on this ham? This is the Firing Squad. Once again, we got the usual suspects plus a couple. We got Lance on the line.
Yep.
Myself. We got Creekmore. And we got Lyles over there. And then my boy Dom is going to introduce his crew for a special edition of the podcast. Go ahead, Dom.
Yeah, coming from the millennial end of the stage. My name is Dom. We got the Black Grad Student Association, the University of South Carolina chapter here in the building. Got the president, Malcolm, over there, and our community service chair, Oz Belkis.
Belkis.
I'm gonna get okay. So my goal is for the end of the pod,
murder her
name
no,
to get
I'm gonna give you a
Ozbek's name right.
I'm gonna give you a trick. You ready for it?
Yeah.
It's 3 words you know how to say. It's Oz, like Wizard of Oz.
Oz.
Bell, like
Bell.
ding, ding, ding.
And cuss.
then
Kiss. Oz Belkis.
Oh,
I'm an
Best
expert.
kiss. I was about to make the sound. I was about to Oz Bell. Yeah,
That's like that Bush language. Getting into the stereotypes on today. Not doing it.
all right. So tell me what we're doing.
Yeah, so we're going. There's obviously this celebration of Dr. King's birthday, legacy, everything. And so, Dom, what's the title?
So race relations, the millennial perspective, or for those of us who may need the correction, Martin Luther King, keep his name out your mouth. The extended version of that is at Dabo. If you don't know what you're talking about or the role that a certain civil rights leader is, don't try to abuse his name in your own favor for your own rhetoric.
What are some common abuses that you hear around so you can kind of fill people in who not
The
woke?
I have a dream speech.
Okay.
The most commonly abused speech I know in the history of speeches, especially with Dr. King.
And why do you say that?
People, more specifically the white moderate, tend to try to misconstrue his speech as this end-all be-all to racial peace in America when they forget that he was so much more than just that speech. And just to keep it 100, I'm fucking tired of them saying what they want to say about that speech when they don't even know about the Birmingham jail letter where he talked about the white moderate, things of that nature. So I'm just low-key tired of it. And Dabo ran his mouth earlier in the semester, like during the football season, and I'm just like, oh my God, you brought up MLK, stop it.
And I think that's one of the things is that for whatever reason now, because how many years ago? It's not that long ago. What, 40, 50 years, 60 years?
Oh, yeah.
Are we still adding like 10 years per, each year that they want to keep pushing back oppression?
It makes it seem like it's a long time. Yeah. But
we're at like 500, y'all. I don't know.
Because we kind of hit it on one of our earlier pods when we first started this thing is the whole Kaepernick thing, him taking a knee.
Okay.
Everybody keeps saying, why can't you be more like MLK? And I'm like, wait, what?
It is like, y'all realize he didn't, like MLK, people didn't like him when he was doing what he was doing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you need to be more peaceful or do things the right way. But it's like, dude, there was putting the hoses and sicking dogs on that dude.
Yeah, the call for peace wasn't really for us to be more peaceful. It was for y'all to chill the hell out. That's really what it was. Like, the whole piece with us was just a byproduct of safety, self-preservation, rather. You see what I'm saying? Right. And they take that and say his whole directive was like pointing at his own people like, oh, be peaceful, be meek, be such and such. You know what I'm saying? He was a pastor. People don't even realize what happened when Jesus came in the temple and they was gambling in the temple.
He started flipping tables.
Jesus started kicking and flipping over tables. But you talk to whatever color your Jesus is, but people like do that to Jesus as well and men of the cloth. You see what I'm saying? And they don't want to have no Dr. King mug shots. They don't understand him as a whole person. You know what I'm saying? He's multifaceted. But yeah, it's just another diversionary tactic, just like white Jesus is to oppress people, but I won't get into that either.
I mean, you can. It's kind of low-key.
I wonder if anybody, have y'all ever heard the entire speech, not just the I Have a Dream portion of it? So at Duke, we listened to it in our leadership class. I'm at Duke right now. And he was losing people until he started the I Have a Dream portion of the speech. And that's what most people don't know. Yeah, like he was losing people. And then when he hit that portion of the speech is when the rest is history. But All right, so go ahead.
Let me tell y'all what like the favorite. This is the favorite Martin Luther King misappropriated quote of the white moderate right here. I have decided to stick with love. Hate is too great a burden to bear. That's the one that they all post.
Don't do it.
Like I'm choosing love to settle all of our racial issues instead of like actually taking a stance or doing something. Come on, man.
Because they love for us to turn the other cheek. I mean,
can we talk about that?
Most commonly, but they love for us to turn the other cheek.
Yeah.
So just sit back and take it. Love is in spite of while we're doing whatever we're doing to you. Just sit there and take it, smile, and love is in spite of, and forgive us in the end.
The Bible, misconstruing the Bible again to use it as oppression.
And a quote they don't want to talk about is, I can't state it verbatim, but where Martin Luther King Jr. says, peace is not the absence of tension, it is the presence of justice. So people assume, just because we quiet and ain't nobody saying nothing, it's all good. No, that's not how it works.
Comfortable protest, though. Do it so it's convenient for us and it feels good.
That's what I'm saying. What protest has ever been comfortable to those who are in privileged positions? And they don't understand that. Hence the frustration.
We want y'all to be civil disobedient, but do it the way we want y'all to do it.
Right. Do it. Be convenient. Make it convenient when you're protesting. Make it convenient for us. Make sure it's okay. But make sure you're still being obedient.
So I have a question for you guys, because it seems like that your age group, your demographic, are starting to have more multiracial type conversations. Mm-hmm. Have y'all had conversations with, people who you would consider to be from white moderate families or kind of falling into their group? And have y'all had these conversations with them, and have y'all kind of asked them why they won't take a stance or how they kind of, explain their point of view or their side?
I don't think we're having those conversations. I think we are sitting behind a computer and we're typing our feelings, and whoever disagrees with us gets a block because we want to live in our own bubble. We're uncomfortable with those conversations. We don't have them. We want to have them in this hypothetical universe, but we don't actually proceed to disagree and converse with people who disagree with what we think. We like the safety net of that bubble.
Very true.
True.
Yes.
So why do you feel
everybody got Twitter
those
fingers
conversations don't happen?
Yeah, he said, why do you think those conversations? Because I'm just thinking of
why do you think the conversations don't happen?
Yeah, and I'm just thinking of you guys have a different exposure. Like with our workplaces, right? We have like a couple coworkers. Like I work for myself, so I don't see nobody but my clients, and I control who those people are. Lance, he might have a couple different people he goes in, but he has a certain route. But here, you have all these diverse people crossing paths every day. You have classrooms full of people. You guys, see way more people and more interaction than we do. You know what I'm saying? I might see somebody in passing at the gas station, and of course I'm not going to have that conversation with them. But you just might have this chick sitting right next to you who, thinks because she has black friends she's not racist, or, you might hear that sidebar conversation right here. And where's that unction to turn around and be like, okay, y'all full of shit. Like I hear y'all over here. Like this is what it is. Where is that at? Has that moment happened, or?
I think it's on both sides though. Because
what do you mean by both sides?
So, a lot of white folks aren't willing to have the conversation for one, because they're scared to.
That's why you got to pop in.
And then we don't. We want them to have the conversation, but we don't. We're scared of what they're going to say. So as soon as they say something how they truly feel, so we can get to the bottom of it, we go crazy on them.
Right.
So that's a problem in itself. So a lot of times we say we want you to do this, that, and this, and they're like, well, what can I do to help? And we don't really have an answer to it.
I think we actually have answers, but
you think we have an answer to it?
I believe there are many of us that have answers, not necessarily to systemic oppression, but this issue with conversation. But why would we give our pearls to swine? Why do we give our?
That's the issue. Why are they swine? They disagree with us. So we gotta treat them like people.
How do you disagree with my humanity, though?
Okay,
it's one thing to disagree with if
you're
black
taking
people.
it personal. You haven't heard their side.
Well, actually, that was a biblical verse he was doing. So that was in Matthew, I believe, or Mark, and so they call it swines because that's just the parable that Jesus chose to do that when somebody doesn't respect your opinion.
Give your pearls to swine, they'll trample it.
Yes, so they'll trample it. So it's not that the swine is that bad. It's just like you're just going to drag it through the mud. So I don't think he would actually tell somebody in those words, but that's a straight Bible reference. And
and they don't think it's an issue for one. I mean, if you talk to, I think the average white person, I don't want to say all, that's what I'm saying, the average, they don't think that what we claim exists is a real issue.
Prime example of what Lance was talking about. So, Lance, you remember when we went to Tennessee to that game and we stayed with Matt?
Yep.
With my friend from high school. So, we went, me, Lance, Jamal, and Segura. We went
Skeezy
to
too, right?
and we went to the South Carolina to play Tennessee up in Knoxville, and one of my friends from high school, he lived in Knoxville, and he said, "Hey, you guys can stay with me or whatever." So we stayed with him one night. And he's a white guy. Me and him were really good friends, still really good friends. Just grew up different. We went to private school together, so he was a little bit more well off and all of that. So we were there sitting there that night, and we kind of started. I don't even know how we got on the conversation. But, we started talking about, I guess, jobs and where we were and stuff like that. And then my friend said that he felt that he was at a disadvantage getting jobs now because of affirmative action for the most part.
Yeah.
So he looked at all of us and said that he felt like that if we had equal resumes, that the black person would get the job over him because of quotas and affirmative action, or just whatever.
Because we're not going to talk about discriminatory.
And I mean, I think the thing what was different though that night was that we didn't automatically go into attack mode. I think we were like blowed when he first said it, but then we proceeded to have a very calm discussion about why that was complete bullshit for the most part. And afterwards, he kind of saw that what he said really was didn't make any sense or whatnot. But so I think that sometimes these conversations just kind of happen organically when you're around like people who you're a little bit comfortable with on some levels, and then you kind of have these conversations. But then I don't think they travel anywhere past that. And see, that's one of the issues is that white people aren't talking to white people about these issues. So even after we talk to them, are they going to keep passing the message? It's kind of like when Meryl Streep on the Golden Globes came out and addressed it. And that was, and like Ham said on one of the pods before, was that's what white people have to hear from white people.
Yeah, not from Donald Glover.
Or Jesse.
Not from Donald Glover. Right.
Because he was supposed to turn over. They already are used to hearing us say that it's not effective.
Yeah.
In that medium, actually. But yeah.
That's very true.
Yeah, but and white America always wants you to forget this and forget that, but they can't. But it's so many events that happen in your life that's a microcosm of the bigger picture that they don't even get to experience. Like I go to Publix, that's my store. If it's a Publix somewhere, it's pretty much a decent area, right? So they're like, yeah, you want. So I go to Publix and I get a lemonade, right? They're like, oh, you want us to put this in the bag or not? Like, hell yeah, put it in the bag. You ain't about to have my ass like walking out with no jug of lemonade and you question me. But but that second thought don't cross white people's mind. They're like, sure, we're trying to save trees. Nah, F that. Right. Like, you're not going to have me walking out with no produce or nothing, with no bag.
This is so funny. Okay, so to your point, and this is truly the way we think, right?
Yeah.
Because so last week and a half, I got my wife an Apple Watch.
Okay.
And the lady, she brought it out, she rung it up, and she's like, here. And she's like, do you need a bag? I was like, as long as you don't tackle me going out the store, I'm good. So that's how I think. I was like, because you see me walking out with no bag, you think I stole something, y'all gonna try to rush me.
Yeah.
As long as you okay with it, I'm good. To your point. And I truly think that way.
Yeah, man. I mean,
even if I ain't got nothing in my pockets when I leave like dealers. I know I ain't stolen nothing. I'm like,
shit, this thing about to beep. Pat now before you can pass that gate, you be like, man.
Yeah, it's about to beep.
Hey, y'all ever have a heart attack when you can't find your receipt on the way out the store? Like it's somewhere jammed up in the bag. You be like,
yeah.
That's why I have my receipt in my hand when I leave Walmart every time. It's like,
just like
that self checkout. I just need that confirmation from that girl at the kiosk. I'd be like, sorry.
I ain't sneak nothing in the bag. I ain't steal this or nothing.
The self checkout do make you. Every time I go to the neighborhood market, man, I hope they see me ring up all of this.
Neighborhood market way better than regular Walmart. Yeah. But anyway, but that's what I'm saying. That's like day to day stuff. You're talking about systemic racism. They like, of course, I'm not getting like 50 lashes across my back or or anything like that. But it's still the remnants